Flight Boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Terry's Moon. Flight Boss, the Archangel Uriel. And I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, I want to talk about magic. Do you believe in magic? I got the magic stick. Now, what is magic? Now, you got a bunch of intellectual beings out here that try to encapsulate the energy of magic into their sphere of reality or their box. So this is where we get the concept of dark magic, light magic, white magic, black magic. You see what I'm saying? Now, these occultists or scientists, I mean not scientists, but Satanists, which is the same thing. You know, a lot of them, people perceive them to be doing things that they quote unquote call dark magic. But see, what they're doing and what you think they're doing is truly y'all both wrong. So that's what this is about. Now, before we even get into the lostness of what your spirit may have taught you, what right or wrong is, or what light and dark is, and which one is right and which one is good and which one is positive. So before we get lost into the words and start to attach dark or light to magic, let's talk about magic first. Now, this is what you need to know. As a spirit, you are all magicians. You all have magic tricks. Now, you probably think I'm going off the bandwagon right now. Like, what you talking about, Uriel? Let me break it down in simple forms. Let me get 3D for y'all. That's why I'm smoking right now, so I can bring myself down and talk to y'all. The better you have the ability to take your dreams and imagination and bring it into fruition, so it could be in front of you in a form of a shape, and even other people can see it, the better the magician you is. So, magic is your imagination. Magic is your imagination. The better the magic trick, the better the illusion, the better you know how to work with this illusion and create a shape and form out of your dream into this existence, the better the magician you is. Some call them musicians. Musician ain't got nothing to do with music how y'all see it right now. You see what I'm saying? It's actually a magician who know how to work with the vibrations. Now, like I said, magic is your imagination. So anytime you, in this language, or anytime you hear something like N or M or I'm, that's correlated with you. So when we say imagination, that's your inner magic. You're in your magic. So when you go in your imagination, that's your inner magic. You're going in your magic. And you got a nation of it. Nation of shit that's working together. Now check this out. That's what magic is. Period. Your imagination. So we are all magicians on a high scale to a low scale. You got some magicians here who even know how to develop illusions and abilities to create actual physical magic tricks in general. Now let's get into these words that y'all want to tie to it. I just wanted to break that down because we need to understand certain things and break down certain things so you don't get lost into the concept of, oh, he's getting ready to talk about magic, and then you're already looking at this with rose-colored glasses on, and those glasses is filtered with information of telling you, oh, this is bad, this is wrong. So you're only seeing it through that outlook without catching a full understanding. You're just catching a piece of the understanding, blocking it with your other understandings that's blinding you. So let's break down light and dark before we even get into the concept of adding it to magic, right? Because I just broke down magic. Now, dark. Dark is not even evil and bad like your weak ass conscience is trying to put it on me. You see what I'm saying? Or put it on to others. When we talk about dark, that's attached to internal, going within, yin, the self, the unaware, the subconscious, what people can't perceive. Remind you, I don't know what's on your mind, or I don't know how you feel unless you choose to express it into the outer realm, using your first conscious body. So for the most part, I don't know what's going on. So that's dark compared to me because I don't see it. You didn't shine no light on it. You kept it on your mind or you kept it within. So it doesn't matter what kind of way you want to break it down into metaphysics. It's going to play out in the same scenario when you talk about darkness. So don't get lost into the physical representation and what your spirit have taught you that energy means. You see what I'm saying? And you get lost into worship and symbols and man and signs, and then you telling other people like me and other people that this is what we're doing, where you're doing that. Because you're taking somebody else's symbol or sign or information of what dark means, and then you're using that as your sense of war, spiritual warfare, your sense of casting stones. So you need to, some of y'all aren't even not psychological in the mind enough to even be in a religion. See what I'm saying? But let's not go too far off the handle. Now, when we talk about dark magic, that's going within. So we know what magic is. So if you're using dark magic, you're using magic that's within. So the only representation that can play out from that existence is I am. You do not participate in any type of situation where you are using a middleman or you are using something external, because you're not using no form of light. You're using darkness. Now, if it's your magic, your imagination, and you're calling it dark magic, then it should only accumulate with your own self. So whatever you're trying to access, that is you. And if you're not looking at it like that is you, then you are using light magic. So here's what I mean by that, right? Now, before we even get into that, I know a lot of religious people want to argue, well, Uriel. A lot of people's demons is in their inner demons. So it still makes sense that if a person is going within using magic, they're using demons goes within. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. A person's demons is inside them. That sounds good. But who gave you the authority or the right, or who the fuck is you to judge them, to tell them that's what they're actually accessing? Just because you think that a person's demons is within them, which that's true, that don't give you the right to say that just because a person is doing dark magic that they're actually tapping in to their inner demons. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get that ego off your head. Now, check this out. When you get these Satanists and these quote unquote black magic people on the internet that you see quote unquote doing rituals, what's the first thing that they say? They're accessing a middleman, right? So they're using some type of external representation for that energy to come into their life. So for the most part, that's what all religious people do. And I don't care if you into Jesus right now and you watching this. You're doing the same thing that they're doing. You're just accessing another spirit and calling that one God, right? But the moment you go fight against them, you don't understand that's just both of y'all demons fighting. Now, when your light magic is using something external, something in the light. So when you're not something external is that. You understand that, right? When you're not something external is that. So you're under that government. You're under that concept. You're under that idea. So that is not dark magic. That is light magic, but you're just accessing dark beings. So you're using light to access a dark being. So you're using a form of light for that dark spirit to go into, to take that shape and form, to play out in your life. That light could be a sign, symbol, sigil, spelling, ritual, whatever. The lighter the body it is, the faster that spirit could go into it. The lightest version will be like a mind concept. But a lot of times you need to bring it down physical into shape and form too, so you can kind of really get the full benefits, or whatever benefits you think you're getting. A lot of times y'all have to give shit. Y'all have to give offerings and shit like that. And that's where you already know you tapping in to a demon, and you using third hand. So even if you religious watching this right now, I bet you go to church and give offerings. I bet every first Sunday you eat the flesh and drink the blood. You know what I'm saying? So what is you doing any different than a Luciferian or a Satanist, besides your idea and your concept of what you're doing? What is you doing any different besides what you think you're doing, or your idea about what you're doing, or how you feel about what you're doing? Put all that to the side and just look at what you're doing. You're doing the same thing. It's just, if you got a stronger idea or concept or a better scripture to point somebody to, your spirit taught you well. Your God, your Lord taught you well. It taught you, just taught you. But for the most part, when we talk about dark magic, if you're looking at a Satanist or an occultist or something like that on the internet, and they say they're using black magic, and then the first thing that they say is they're summoning or they're attracting this spirit to come into their life, but they're not that spirit, then they're not using dark magic. They're using light magic to access dark beings. Let's get that correct right there. Now, what I do is dark magic because I use my inner imagination, myself. I don't use no outside. So you're probably thinking, oh, Uriel. I created that shit. I created that shit. That's what you need to understand. No matter what realm of reality you in, what you doing now is what you always been doing. You see what I'm saying? So whatever name you want to call me, whatever civilization, I was here through many civilizations. I got many different bodies, 1,000 universes, 1,000 earths. I got many different bodies. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you talk about, so in this realm, that's who I am in this realm. But besides all else, I'm not accessing nothing. I am that. So what y'all need to understand is when y'all hear things about fallen spirits or when y'all hear things about the fallen ones or shit like that, who do you think they are? They're you. All the many different celebrities you see, all the many different, not even just celebrities, everybody around you. Y'all are the fallen spirits. And y'all all are playing out the characteristics and the attributes of y'all fallenness through this vessel, through this daughter of man. You see what I'm saying? So when I talk about magic, y'all got the fucking wrong idea about it. As us down here, I am Uriel. You see what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not accessing. I'm not channeling. I am that. You see what I'm saying? So when I see a lot of y'all, I see y'all as these things. That's the world I live in. But y'all don't see it that way. Y'all say, no, it's something outside of me accessing this. So now when I look at you, I just look at you as a spirit that's following then. Because if that's not you, you're following another spirit now. So you're not using dark magic. You're using light magic to access a dark being, a demon that you like to follow. And you have to give certain offerings in order for this demon to put something in your life to sustain yourself in this realm of reality, because your ass is afraid of death in some way, shape, or form. Because this deity have taught you death in the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? So when somebody actually come down here and say, I am this shit, they're using black magic. So Jesus, what did he come down here and say? He was something. He's using black magic. Lucifer taught y'all how to use light magic because he want to remain into power. You know what I'm saying? So if Lucifer came in the form of Jesus, he made y'all respect light magic, and you just need light magic to access dark magic. So that darkness could come through that shape and form of a light in some way, shape, or form. Which all of us as spirits, all of us is more related to the darkness. All of us is in that realm. All of us create lies. All of us create illusions. But y'all let someone else create your lie for you. So you don't have your own imagination. You don't have your own lie. You don't have your own dream. You see what I'm saying? You need to know as a spirit, we all lying to ourselves, right? You need to know that. Now, the energy space and what kind of magic, trick, and illusion you create going to let us know what kind of spirit and what kind of space you came from and what kind of great abilities you have from that. So don't get it fucked up when I say y'all ain't scared of death. Y'all motherfuckers scared of life. Y'all scared of life. Do y'all understand? This is what it is. This ain't something you need to read upon and run away from. And no, this is you. When we talk about the fallen shits and all that shit, this is you. Now you can choose to say I'm not this and follow someone else that claimed they spot, that knew who they was because they knew themselves. So they know themselves. And anybody who show a sense of knowing themselves going to attract other spirits that don't know themselves. You see what I'm saying? So when you have a bunch of people on earth who don't know themselves, they're going to follow the spirit that know themselves, that know itself. And the spirit that know itself, know itself. Now, regardless of what kind of space or world that spirit is in, that's the spirit that is going to lead all the other spirits where it's at.